Alright, so today we're going to talk about Tapo's outdoor pan tilt security Wi-Fi cameras and Tapo as a whole. I really like Tapo in general as a brand. They are cheap, so most people can afford them. They give pretty good resolution at 2K, at least these cameras here do. The night vision is pretty good. This one here is a color night vision model. I'm going to give that a try and give it a specific review later on tonight whenever I hook that up. Tapo is what makes Tapo really nice, and is that they make all sorts of different things that you can control with your phone. So they have outlets that you can control, indoor and outdoor outlets. So like I have one of my outlets automatically turn off at a certain time to control my kids' Xboxes, so that they have to start getting ready for bed at a particular time, and they can't hop back on later, like wake up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna hop on my Xbox and play. Nope, it's automatically shuts off at a certain time, and then it'll turn back on in the morning, so if they wake up a little bit early before school, they can get ready for school and then turn it back on. So that's just like one thing for mine. They have light switches that you can control. You can do dimming with them, or you can just straight up on off, which I think is very nice. You can set timers for all that, so they automatically come on in the morning to help wake up to go to work. Automatically turn off at a certain time. It's in general is very nice. I like they have door locks, so I have an actual deadbolt door lock that it uses. So the overall Tapo brand is really nice. They have everything integrated. You can do it all from your phone. I believe they also have a central hub. I'm not exactly sure how all that works. I don't have the hub. I use the app on my phone, and my wife uses it as well. Which I'll do individual reviews on each individual product, but as a whole, Tapo is pretty decent. One thing I'd like to see them make that they don't, at least as of right now that I'm aware of, are smoke detectors. So I do have different smoke detectors set up, but if Tapo ever decides to make those, I will probably purchase them, because it's nice to be able to control everything within inside your house with like one app. So adding different devices and setting up with the Tapo app is actually very easy. They give you a quick start guide. It'll walk you through it. But in general, I'm just sort of doing this from my bed right now. I'm going to be hooking this up later. I don't think you need me to show you how to put 2 to 4 screws in through this bracket into wherever you want it to be mounted. But whenever you do go to mount it, make sure that you run your cord through it so that you can put it in there correctly. Now they also have extensions. You can buy extensions for these that I know I needed for some of mine, because these do utilize a regular outlet. So you will need to be able to plug this in. The cord length is actually really long. I want to say it's something like 10 to 20 feet. I can't remember. I will measure that and put that in the description later. But you can get other ones that literally will just connect into here, and it'll come out and look the exact same, so that you can plug this part into it. So most of these outdoor cameras have a little spot in the back, right back here. It's a little hard to see with my lighting. And all you got to do is pop this out, and in there is where you can hit a reset button, and you can also put in your SD card. So these cameras here can record whether they're online or offline, as far as internet wise, and the stuff will be saved to your micro USB if you're offline. They also offer cloud services. I don't utilize the cloud service, because I think it's just cheaper to buy a micro USB card, and everything is saved straight to the micro USB, and you can access that via your Tapo app. So like whenever you log on, I can go in here, and so I say garage. I can check my my garage camera here, and I can do video playback. And I can see the last time whenever I was coming home. And I don't utilize the cloud service at all. This is just what's saved onto your micro USB. And I personally think that that saves you money in the long run. And so that's why I utilize the micro USB. I have them set up outside all around the house so I can access any playback pretty well instantly, as you saw. Okay, so when you set it up for the first time, it's going to circle around and make some noises. They all do this. They all make some noises, and sounds like the gears are just stretching out for the first time, I guess we'll call it. And it'll come on, and you're going to have this blinking light like this. This indicates that it's going to be looking for your internet. So it's searching for internet. We're going to load up our Tapo app here, because the first time you do it, you have to create an account. I think it's basically just an email and stuff. It's been a long time since I've done that part, but it's very simple, straightforward, just simply setting up the account. And then you'll come to like a home screen like this, and all you have to do to add a new device is simply hit that little plus button up in the corner, and it says add device. We're gonna add. So it's gonna ask, hey, what is this? So you can search right here, or you can look. So Tapo and Casa are sort of like brother, sister, whatever. Companies, we'll call it. I'm not sure who owns who or what, but their devices are all interchangeable. So we're going to do, we can look it up like this, outdoor camera, and then it'll give you the code. So this one here is a C510 right here on the side of the box. So we will look for a C510, or we could type it in up there as well. C510, nope, C520. So let's just do a C5 10W. Now it's going to look, it's going to ask, is there a red and green light, meaning it's searching, and there is. So we're going to click that. Connect to your Tapo device. Go to your phone's tablet or Wi-Fi settings and join that. So what we'll do is then we'll back out of this, go into our settings, go into our Wi-Fi, and then you're going to see a network down here. It's not wanting to come out clear. Tapo. And that's going to have us connect to the camera itself. As you see, it's going to say no internet connection. But that's okay. So then we're going to go back out of that, go into Tapo, and it's going to say it's looking to see whether or not we're connected to it. So once it finds it and connects, you're going to come to a screen in here. It says enter your network password. I already have mine saved, so it automatically is there, so I don't have to do that. So it'll find your network password.
Wi-Fi.
So you will have another little pop-up right before this screen, but it shows my
Wi-Fi
password.
Connected.
So I just didn't show that. It just simply says it will connect to this, and you just hit OK or submit or something. And then it'll come to this screen here. And it's talking to you. So now it's green. So now it is now connected to our internet. So anytime it turns powered on, it's going to automatically be connected to us. And then we can put the name of it on here. You can name it whatever you want to. How I had mine, like garage doors and front door and whatnot. This one's probably gonna be at the back door, because I have them all around the house, but I just don't have one specifically at the back door. So I'm gonna put that one there. Next, and now this tells you like where do we want it, because I have different categories. So like there's light categories, outlets, door locks, wherever. So mine's going to go under the cameras section because, well, it's a camera. And then you can add any kind of icon to it if you want. They have different ones. To me, that's not important, so I just click whatever. And it says about mounting or whatever. Sounds good. Here's your options where you can get 30 days free trial of unlimited cloud storage. I personally just don't see the need for that. If you don't want to buy micro SD cards, then to access any like playback where somebody showed up to your house and you got a notification or whatever, but then they left before you could look, you're either going to need cloud storage or a micro SD card. Cloud storage, it charges you every month. So at some point, if you have them for so long, buying the micro SD card at the beginning, you're only going to have to make that purchase once instead of monthly. So, my opinion, I stick with the micro SD cards, and they last several weeks easily. But I mean, it depends on how much you're constantly recording. I have it to where it only actually, like it records constantly, and I want to say it lasts a couple weeks of data. But I think I have the 512 gigabyte. I think is the highest that it's able to. Yeah, right here, local micro USB up to 512. That's what I have for it. So I'm gonna hit dismiss on that. You can always go back. Got it. And it's right here is where it's asking you if you want to set up the micro SD card for it. I don't. And it shows you here the class 10 micro USB or higher. And I use the 512. So I don't need to initialize right now. I need to buy another micro SD card for this one, but I'm just showing. And then here you can actually set a specific time to update. So for firmwares and whatnot, so it's not going down at a time you definitely want to be recording, you can do that. I'm just going to bypass that for right now. And then there it is. It's added on to our favorites. You can look under all devices, lights. So I can control my kids' lights so that I know that they automatically turn off. Say if I forget that I have left a light on, I can just come in here, turn it off, just like that. And turn that off, or I can turn them back on. So that makes it nice. Same thing with the cameras. Now, let's take a look at the camera that I just... So, saying that there was motion. It's probably the leaves blowing, to be honest. So, let's click the back door. And it's going to say, welcome to the smart camera. So, the pan and tilt functions, which this is probably going to make an echo. So, let me turn that down. Okay. So you can actually talk through the camera. So if you hit this button here, which is probably going to echo when I do this, but I will try it out real quick just to see. So you bring this up, hit the button, and then like I will talk, and then it'll play back through the camera. But it's because of the way it's echoing right now, it's hard to really show that. So now we have our pan and tilt, which is you can hit the button and it'll rotate around. And then it'll show you night vision there as well. So it will go spin around as such. And so that's how you do it. You can take still pictures, so whatever's playing, you can hit that button. You can manually record, so if you don't record constantly, you can manually record. You can turn up the volume. There is a mic detection, so because you can trigger whether or not if a loud sound will trigger the camera to record, and you can adjust how sensitive it is to that with the camera. You can turn on the light, so you can do different durations, but you can turn on the light and it'll be like basically a spotlight outside for you if you need to, and it'll run a timer. But just for that, I was just turning on and off. So there's an alarm. If it triggers, you can set a custom alarm that'll say like, "Get off my lawn, you filthy animal," or whatever you want it to say. or it'll automatically use one of its base ones. I can't remember. Switch you turn that on and off. I'd have to look to see what the factory one is. I can't remember, but there are other settings in here: motion, vehicle, people. Let's see, you can change your video display, your frame rates. I believe goes up to 30. Yep, it does go up to 30. And your video quality, you can do it 2K, 720, or it'll automatically adjust, I guess. I set mine to the 2K. Privacy zones are so that if there's a certain, like if you have your camera pointing somewhere, and say if you have sensitive information on a desk, then you can blur out one area of it, or it'll automatically just crop that out. Let's see, what else is there? Are there any other main things? Like your notifications, you can make it to where it'll automatically send you notifications every time it's triggered, or it'll only send them every so often. And like, so they have rich notifications, I believe they call it. And so what that means is it'll send pictures, like a quick snapshot picture of what triggered the camera to turn on and start recording. And they can also do a schedule, so you can have your cameras only record, say, from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. I have my indoor cameras that I have pointing at my ports of entrance, like my front door and whatnot, like down by my gun safe and stuff that point out towards the windows. I have them only set to come on and record throughout the night. There's no reason for me to have them during the day, because I'm typically home at day, because I work at night. So you can set up schedules like that. The smart actions, I've never really messed with the smart actions, so I'm not exactly sure what all you can do there. But overall, these cameras are very nice. I can definitely say that I really like them. The only thing that I would really like to see improved is that if the power goes out and your internet takes a while to come back online, and your camera powers up and searches for the Wi-Fi for so long. So the reason mine is an issue is most of my cameras are okay, but I also have a Xfinity pod. So once the main internet comes up, it takes a little bit for it to connect into the Wi-Fi and get set up, and then broadcast its signal. Sometimes my one outdoor camera that connects to that doesn't get connected fast enough, so it'll just automatically stop searching for the Wi-Fi, and then it takes, I'm not sure when it decides that it's automatically going to look for the Wi-Fi again. So sometimes I'll just go out, disconnect it, and then turn it back on, the actual camera, so that it knows to look for the Wi-Fi again. I wish that there was a way you could set it up on the app that you could make it to where if it's not connected to Wi-Fi, it'll automatically try to look for Wi-Fi every hour or something like that. I think that would be a nice feature, but I don't really have a way of directly getting in touch with Tapo or anything, so I'm not endorsed by them. It's just something that I found to be really nice and helpful. So there are other products that I'll be talking about, but as far as these cameras go, like I said, installation is easy. You can install this two different ways. You can either put them on this direction here. Obviously my cable's in the wrong way if I'm going to do it like that. And you can install it so that this will go through here. So my kids are arguing over video games by the sounds of things. You can mount it to where it goes straight like that, or you can have it so that it mounts like that. Either way, so if it's a top mount coming down or mounting straight on the side, it comes with the hardware also in here that you can use, or you can use your own. But overall, I really like the brand. Let's see if I can pull up. And my kids must be really into their game right now. So garage doors, and you can zoom in pretty well, and you can definitely see what's going on. Like, that's my barn there is probably about 50 yards away from this camera, I want to say. So you can still get pretty good detail out of it. Now, it's also really hard for a camera to pick up details on a phone. So, but it does pretty well. You can see down at the far end, it starts to get pixelated for sure, like out. But that's also about 100 yards away at the back end of my my woods there, my barnyard. So it definitely does really well in general. So unless you need something for like super high end, then you're gonna pay a lot more. These cameras, I think, run about $50 a piece, and they often go on sale down to like 30 something a piece. And Black Friday's coming up, so I guarantee you these cameras are going to be running at probably 30 some dollars a piece again. But yeah, if you want to look for like a whole home type security with your door locks, with your lights, actual physical lights that you touch, you can use with this. You can do dimmers, outlets, indoor and outdoor. It's really a really good brand, and that's why I'm making this video about these. I did not get any discounts or anything. I'm not sponsored. It's just something for a how-to and in general that maybe make your life a little bit better, maybe a little bit more safer. That's whenever I started night shift, that's whenever I went and got all my security system, because you know, leaving the wife and kids and stuff at home, this definitely makes me feel better knowing that I can check in on them at any point. I can communicate through the cameras. If my wife leaves her phone in the bedroom laying, and she happens to be out in the kitchen, I have one of these that point at the kitchen door, so I can pan around, see if she's doing something, getting the kids' meals ready in the morning. I can talk to her through that. That makes it nice and convenient as well. So I definitely recommend these. And if you found this this video helpful, informative, please hit the like button, maybe leave a comment, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Now, I also do reviews on a lot of stuff. I get stuff off of Amazon Vine, so I get stuff at a cheaper rate from those Vine products. And then what I do is I review them, and quite often, after a while, after I hit about 500 subscribers, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sending out some of the products that I get, just mailing them out to people, and I'll put them in a random selector generator, and about every week or two I'll pick probably 10-20 things, depending on how many things I have to give away those couple weeks. Do a random generator, pick some names, and ship some people some free stuff. So if you're interested in that, all you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll be entered to win some stuff. Thanks. Hey, have a good one.